Welcome to Action 242 as we continue to look at how it's possible to live authentic New Testament Christianity, especially in a world that is riven by division and conflict, whether it be polarized political views, sky-high divorce rates, fatherless families, or even within the church where people are leaving churches, having splits and divisions and conflict within churches. How is it possible to live as is described particularly in Acts 2:42, of living in community, living in unity, living with a sense of love and giving to one another? And we need to understand that the very first relational split in creation came when Satan said, I want to be like God. He wasn't satisfied with what he had, and he had a higher opinion of himself and what was rightfully his than he should have done. And so he rebelled against God. There was sin came into creation, and it also, as it came into mankind, caused man not only to be separated from God, but be separated from his fellow man. And the root of that was pride, and it still is. And that is why in Philippians chapter 2, Paul gives us a key for living in unity and living in the blessing of God. And he says this, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourselves. Each of you should look not only to your own interests, but to the interest of others. And he uses Jesus as the ultimate example for us to follow. And he says Jesus was in very nature God and was equal to God, but did not consider that equality something to be grasped, but made himself nothing, emptied in himself, and took on the form of a servant. And that's how he asks each of us to be. You see, if each of us has a higher opinion of others than ourselves, if each of us takes on the role of a servant and follows Jesus who said, the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve. If each of us considers others' interests above our own, then we stand a reasonable chance of being able to live in authentic community. We live in a human rights-based society where everybody's saying, I want my rights, I want my rights, I want my rights. But Christianity is about me voluntarily giving up my rights and saying, I will give away my rights and live only with responsibility in order to make your life better. And so my challenge this morning is this. Ask yourself, what is it that you can give up and live as a servant for in order to elevate others above yourself? Because if each of us does that, even in tiny and seemingly insignificant ways, then as each of us lives that way, automatically the result will be a sense of community, love, and unity, and the authentic Christianity that so many of us crave.